What's up, everybody? This is the Unstuck Podcast, and I'm your host, Drew Cost. Have you ever said to yourself, what will I do if I run out of ideas on what to do content about? What if I get stuck, or what if I just get unmotivated? This episode is for you. For years, this has been a question when it comes to content. Heck, it's been a question when it comes to anything. Like, how do I keep going? Will I run out of ideas? The answer is yes, but I'm going to give you solutions on how to look at this whole thing of consistency when it comes to content so that you can succeed. So let's get into it. First, I like to teach my students and anybody who's listening, you want to look at this whole idea of content, this idea of giving out information a little bit different than what you always see on social media. Social media might just show you someone who's really good at it, someone who's done it for a while, and they're usually giving you tips on what's helping them in year 10 when you're only at year 1. I want to give you some tips to help you at year 1 and year 10. First thing I would say is to become self-aware of your strengths and who you are. If you are a person who's amazing at writing, you can use writing for your social media, for your content. You can write. Now, I know most of the Instagram gurus and gods are going to tell you you have to only do video, but that's not true. If you look at some accounts, right, there's an account, a guy named Justin LeBoy. All he posts is tweets. And the reason why they do so well is because those tweets actually resonate with his audience. You want to think, what are my strengths? Am I good at writing? Am I good at video? Am I good at maybe a mixture of two? Am I good at carousels? What are you good at first? Why is that important? Because if you're good at it, you're going to have more of a chance of being consistent at it. Is that to say that you should never mingle with other formats and other ways to do content? No. I'm going to always say, if your strength is writing, try sometimes to add in some videos. Try to get better at videos. But don't let it cripple you to the point that you're following another influencer or you're inspired by someone having the best lighting, someone having the best camera, the best voice, and you think that your content can't be valuable because it's not theirs. That's not true. You want to think about, what are my strengths? You want to also think about, how does the people who I want to serve actually consume content? Do they consume content through video? Do they consume content through writing? That might depend on the age of your audience. If your audience is maybe 40 and up, they may have more patience to just read. If your audience is like 20 and down, good luck. You're gonna have to do a lot of videos. What are my strengths, and what does my audience consume, or how do they consume content? The next thing you want to think about is, how can I actually challenge myself? And this will take you far. If your strength is doing writing or written form, becoming self-aware also means, where can I challenge myself? And you can do things like a 3-day challenge of making a video a day. You can do things that I highly recommend in one of my programs is 30 days, 30 videos, or 30 days, 30 lives. And the whole point of this is to get you really, really comfortable getting in front of a camera, talking, hearing yourself. It's really not for like the audience. It's for you to not be as scared. So I want to become self-aware. I want to think, where can I challenge myself to get better? The thing I feel gets missed a lot is, you should be talking about things that you know about. You never hear me talk about NFTs, Bitcoin. You never hear me talk about why Michael Jordan wore red shoes. Things that I don't know about or know a lot about, I don't talk about it. Why? Because I'm not trying to teach people that I'm an expert at everything. I love coaching. I love content. I know a lot about those two. and I know how to get people to start moving forward rather than staying stuck. So that's what I do. Talk about what you know about. And you might think, Drew, I only know a lot about one subject. Great. You can break that subject into a lot of mini subjects. Let's actually do that right now. So let's say your niche was being a content coach. I'll use me for example. My niche is a content coach. I am a content coach mainly for other coaches. So the people who I'm most impressionable on are other coaches who just feel stuck with their content. They know how to coach. They just feel stuck with their content or how to actually produce it. So that's my main thing. My smaller subjects or my mini subjects would be how to create content when you don't have a lot of time, how to create content when you're switching careers, how to create content when you hate your voice, how to create content as a therapist, how to create content as a beginner coach, how to create content as a senior coach, how to create content for a month in 1 hour. You see what I'm doing? I'm just breaking up that big subject into many subjects. And the cool thing about that is every little subject I just gave you, I wish I had a whiteboard to show you. Every little subject I just gave you, I can create content different ways out of all of those. So I can do a video for all of those. I can do a carousel for all of those. I can do a static or a regular post for all of those. I can do a blog for all of those. I can do a mixture of video and a regular post. There's numerous ways I can do it. What people usually don't understand is you might talk about the same subject all year. You can just talk about it in different ways. Or you could talk about it the same way because people need to hear it more and more. They need to see it more and more. It's not going to get redundant. If you guys look at one of the biggest media companies, the news usually talks about things that happen that are bad every day. Some form of violence probably every day. Something that's gone wrong in the politic world. They're talking about the same exact things every day. What they've become great at is making some of the videos small, making some of them long. They keep your attention by every 5, maybe to 10 seconds. They're switching the viewpoint of the person talking or something else. They've become better at the strategy of it, but they've been talking about the same thing for years. This is why it's so predictable. You know, when you turn the news on, you're gonna get that type of information. And that's okay if you love that. And that's what you want to think about your content. Instead of thinking about how can I be consistent 5, 10 years from now, how about we just think about being consistent for a day, a week, and then a month, and then repurposing that, which will be a different video because we can go for hours about repurposing that. So here's my challenge for you. Come close. My challenge for you is to think, who am I? How do I want to serve the world through content? I was with a counsel. I wasn't with a counsel. I was giving a consultation, and I told one of the people who was on the line, think of your content as serving the world. Don't get overwhelmed by not having the prettiest nails, by not having the prettiest hair at the moment. Don't get caught up in that. Get caught up in serving the world. And you'll realize I probably can make some good content. I probably can help people out more than I think. Don't get caught up in all the nuances and all the hype. Just think, who am I? How do I best serve the world? What do I want to tell them? What do I want to tell them that can actually help them? If it can't help them, you don't need to consistently talk about it. How can I help them? So take that challenge. Go write down who are you, your strength, how you can serve the world, and go make content. You can mess up, you can have fun, you can do it all over again. More importantly, you're going to help somebody if you just start. Go be great, guys.